Are you someone who chucks themselves in the deep end? Now, we've all been there, fellas. We think if we diet on the lowest amount of carbs, this will bring us more condition, we'll look leaner for it. And this is why you've probably never ever got lean. So I'm going to take you through step by step how to basically get lean and lean once. So you're not attempting this for the fourth or fifth time this year. Now, here's what I see with most lads when it comes to dieting. Maybe it's just a male thing, but for some reason we try and get the job done as soon as possible. I get it. But when you chuck yourself in the deep end and put yourself on the lowest amount of food as possible, all you're basically doing is setting yourself up for failure. That's something you don't want to be doing, because you diet down very aggressively for 2 to 4 weeks, and before you know it, you're chucking in the towel. And it gets to a point where mentally, you not even want to give this a crack anymore, because you've tried that many times with failed attempts. You almost put off from the outcome. And it's nothing to do with your dieting. Dieting's not the problem. Your approach is completely wrong. Here's a real issue nobody talks about when it comes to this process when dieting. Every failed attempt tends to push guys further and further away from giving this shit a crack, of succeeding. And this is not where you want to be, because not only is it physically taxing, it's mentally taxing. Now, not only do they not trust the process, they don't trust themselves. And as a man, when you're stuck in a situation like this and you feel this way, you lack self-confidence, you don't trust your actions, you lack self-belief. This is not where you want to be. So here's what you need to understand. Fat loss isn't just move more, eat less. That to me is fucking surface level thinking. My grandma could tell you to do that. We need to understand it on a deeper level, which people don't grasp. If your internal environment is off, believe me, regardless how hard you push or how motivated you are, you're not going to get the response you want. And that's exactly why you hear guys say, I'm barely eating anything and I still can't lose weight. What does this tell you? Metabolically, they are cooked. Your internal system isn't playing ball because certain things are off, and this needs to be addressed. This is where my approach comes in, which is the Kaizen framework. This is built around fixing the internal system first, which must be addressed. Most people overlook this, believe it or not. And that way, externally, the body will respond and it will do what you're asking it to do. And before you even think about dieting properly, we need to address the foundations. Because most people, again, they overlook this shit, but it's 2026, we all have access to this kind of data. So it's quite important you track it, because it kind of gives you a good picture of where your body's at, whether it's in survival or it's ready to adapt. So we have the likes of HRV trends, resting heart rate, blood pressure. We have sleep quality, digestion. All these things account to something. They tell us a picture of how your body's currently coping. So for example, if your BPM, say, is over 70 to 75, me personally, this shows your body's being pushed into sympathetic state, which clear signs the body is stressed. You know, is your digestion poor? Are you breaking down food pretty well? If you're not, and you find yourself on the toilet quite a lot, again, this is clear signs your body is pissed off. That to me is a stress system. A system that doesn't want to play ball and cannot handle stress. And when the body can't handle stress, the body doesn't want to let go of body fat. It will literally hold on to whatever it fucking can to compensate. And then you guys try and force fat loss on top of that when the body's already stressed, thinking you're going to have more success just because you drop food. All you're basically doing is dropping yourself into a deeper hole. So here's where the script flips. Instead of doing what most people tell you to do, we are going to do the opposite. I'm going to take you through step by step. And this is exactly what I use on my guys to get them in shape without actually feeling like shit throughout. Don't get me wrong, you are going to feel like shit at some point in the dieting phase, but we can reduce that by setting us up for success. Most people think eat less, move more. Now I want you to do the opposite. I want you to think earn the right to eat more. And we're going to do this by building the aerobic base, basically conditioning your body to handle more stress, building more energy availability so you can get away with being on more food. So for example, start with, say, 20 minutes. I want you to start low and work your way up. Because if you do it this way, it's not going to be too overwhelming too soon. Depending what kind of expertise you're at, I'd say start at 20 minutes 4 times a week. Start at 90 seconds all out. And then we're going to drop down to 3 minutes steady state cardio. And then you're basically just doing intervals back and forth. And then over time, you'll find yourself feeling this is a bit too easy. And this is clear signs your body is getting used to this. And this is exactly what you want, because this is showing us we're building better stress tolerance, better energy availability, and it means we can actually move for a longer period of time and handle more output. So as a result, your TDE expands. And this is the position we want you in, because the more that expands, it means we can handle more food. I mean, you can diet on more food, and this is a position most people want to be in because they have more energy, better recovery, don't feel as shit, and they can still perform in the gym. So it's a win-win. So as output goes up, so does food, but only by 200 or 300 calories. You don't want to be going too aggressive with your food. But if you're still dropping weight whilst you're increasing food, this is clear signs you've actually built a system that responds. But instead of starving yourself to get in shape, which most guys do, and don't get me wrong, it's all person dependent. If your goal is to step on stage, that's cool. You're gonna have to do that. That requires suffering. But most guys I coach and help, they just want to look better. And doing that just requires a better approach. And this is gonna allow your body to handle more, which means more food, more output, more performance. So not only do you get lean, you actually stay lean as well. And that is the difference between chasing fat loss and some fucking numbers on scales than a physique that actually holds it. Because believe me, it may be the longer approach. I generally believe the longer approach always gives you a better return on investment. So please, fellas, do not get lost in the trends. But if you are wanting more guidance and direction, click the link in the description. I have a full step-by-step Kaizen framework guide, which literally goes all over this, from what phases to be in, how long for, when to diet, what kind of body fat, what metrics you're looking at, to ensure you guys constantly make progress. And this is exactly what I use on my guys. So yeah, take full advantage.